Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be, guys. We're back. I am feeling creative today. I was very sad at the beginning of the day. Maybe not at the beginning, but towards the middle. My husband and I are trying to make baby number 2. It's been, Sean just turned 12. So it's been 12 years since we've been new parents, and for that entire 12 years we've been trying, and I thought for sure, this time I thought for sure that it had stuck, and unfortunately it didn't. So my heart was broken. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it to you. If any of you guys out there are kind of struggling with the same issues as we are, let me know. In the comments. We'll have something to bond over. But it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when you take that test and it comes out negative and you're just like, again, it's like your heart kind of melts out of your body and just becomes a puddle on the floor. But to get out of that little gigantic slump that I was in, I sat down and I came to my happy place and I did a little bit of makeup, and I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. I actually used a super cheapo palette. I used the Covergirl True Naked That's Rad palette. I saw this at Walmart when I went last time, and I thought the color story was just really, really beautiful. So I had to pick it up, and it's kind of crazy because these are kind of expensive. I don't remember exactly how much it cost, but I do know it's pretty close to $10, maybe $10. But it's kind of pricey. Drugstore prices are kind of getting up there, guys. But this is actually a really, really nice palette. I did have a little bit of trouble with this purple shade right here, but what I did is I ended up mixing this one and this one together, and I just kind of kept layering it on, layering it on, and it actually worked out really, really nicely for me. I'm loving it. The color payoff is actually really beautiful. I didn't have barely any fallout in this palette. It really surprised me. A lot of the other Maybeline CoverGirl palettes that I have are nice, but they're nothing like spectacular or nothing special. But this one is just really, really beautiful. I just think that this color story is gorgeous, and I think the way that it translates on the eye is actually spectacular. So, so beautiful. Very, very pleased with it. I will talk to you a little bit about what I have on my face already today. So for primer, I didn't really do much for the primer aspect of it today. I just kind of put my L'Oreal Magic Base on. I just kind of put that around my nose, a little bit on my chin and my upper lip. I feel like my base looks really, really, really nice today. I'm kind of loving the way that everything blended out and worked out. I feel very lit from within, but it's kind of like, it's more matte than I usually go. I'm really, really liking it, and it's a little bit more full coverage than I usually go, but I felt like this eye could really handle it. So L'Oreal Magic Base for the primer, and then for foundation, I use the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. I'm in the shade 03. This is light beige. Pretty much a perfect match for me. Maybe just a little bit dark. I don't know. I think it's kind of perfect. I think it matches my chest really, really well. I actually really like this foundation. It's not super glowy. It's not super matte. It's very skin-like. The finish is very, very natural. I really, really enjoy it. It goes so well on my face. It doesn't sink into any of my fine lines. It doesn't emphasize any of my texture, any of my wrinkles. It's a really beautiful foundation. And you can get this at the drugstore. It's really, it's affordable. It's accessible. It's really, really nice. I really enjoy this one. For concealer today, I used the same concealer I have been using pretty much every single day since I got it. This is the Revlon Candid. This is in the shade 005. Love this. Love it so, so much. This one is just a really beautiful, I would say medium coverage concealer. It's not super full coverage, but it doesn't leave any kind of like powdery residue on my I know I've talked about this in every single one of my last couple of videos. I'm not going to go off on it again. I just really, really enjoy this concealer. Super yummy. Love it so much. I just put this down the center of my face, under my eyes. Didn't go super heavy on it today, but I did use it, and it's so wonderful. I love it so, so much. The next thing that I used was my my liquid bronzer. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear. This is in the shade 395 Walnut. Perfect cream bronzer shade. Perfect. I put it around the perimeter of my face. I put it on my cheekbones. So gorgeous. I also use it to contour my nose just a bit. It is the best. It is so perfect for cream bronzing, just for on my skin tone. So good. So if you're anywhere close to me, this will definitely work for you. It's got a tiny bit of warmth to it, but there's still like a gray, shadowy quality to it that is so perfect. If you didn't want to contour, you could just use this to like contour / bronze, and it would be so good. I love this so much. For contour today, I used the same one I always used. This is my Highlight and Contour by Profusion. This is the Highlight and Contour 1 palette. They have a Highlight and Contour 2 as well, which is I think for deeper skin tones, but this one is just perfect for me. I use the middle shade right here, Light Sculpt, and then today actually I used a little bit of the darker one, and I put that just on my cheekbones just to kind of deepen things up a little bit, sculpt my face just a little bit more. And then I also used this, it's called Cream Light, and I used this to kind of set under my eyes just a little bit. Not that it needed it, but I wanted to brighten just a little bit more. I also used it on my chin, along my lip. Anywhere that I put my concealer, I used a little bit of this shade, and also on the middle of my forehead. Really beautiful. I like the way that the powder is sitting on my skin. It doesn't look powdery. I haven't done any setting spray or anything yet today either. It's not making my skin look dry. It just gave me that little bit of brightness, which is really beautiful. For blush today, I used this super cheap one. This is the LA Colors Rad Rouge blush. This is in the shade Valley Girl. I wanted something like a bubblegum pink, and this is definitely it. This is 100% a bubblegum pink blush. Super pretty blush. Really nicely pigmented. It doesn't look chalky or powdery on my skin. It blends out really beautiful. Buildable as well, so you can go in with a lot or a little bit and really get the level of pigmentation that you're looking for. I put this basically all over my cheeks. I put it up towards my temples just a little bit. Let's talk about my highlight for a minute, because it is blinding, it is gorgeous, it is stunning, and I am so in love with it. I don't know that if I've talked about this one yet or not, but this is the Milani Rose Glow highlight palette. Super beautiful. I have 2 shades. I have this one on. I put this one on first, and it was just a bit icy for me, and for what I was trying to... Hi, Mama. Hi, baby. It was just a bit icy for what I was going for today, so I put this one on first, and then I went in with this more golden tone and put this. I put this everywhere I could put it, because it is such a beautiful shade. It's just a beautiful blinding wet metallic highlight. So stunning. But I love that you can either like really build it up and get that like Tin Man vibe, or you can be a bit more subtle with it and get a really beautiful lit from within glow. I feel like my highlight is on point today. Really beautiful. I feel like I'm really glowing, but I don't look dewy, which I enjoy. I look very fresh, but I don't look like... I look fresh and glowy, but not like dewy or oily. So beautiful. I'm so in love with it. I don't do like semi-matte looks very often, but when I do and it turns out like this, super happy. Really great makeup day. So this is what I used. This is... I'm not sure how much this is, but this is one of my newer purchases. So I used Pearl and Golden Quartz. So these two right here, really beautiful highlight shades. You don't need a bunch of it. It really just kind of... I just tapped my brush into it, and I put it everywhere. I put it up here. I put it on my nose. I put it on my Cupid's bow. There's a little bit on my chin. I have some of it on my forehead. Really beautiful highlight. I'm so happy that I stumbled upon that one. And the drugstore is coming for like those higher end brands. I am telling you, they are coming with a vengeance, and they are really, and us as the consumers are really benefiting from it, because we're getting bomb products, which makes us makeup lovers very happy. Is that everything I have on my face? I think that is everything that I have on my face. So we will go ahead and go right into the eye look. Like I said, we are all 100% drugstore today. Nothing high-end, nothing fancy. Everything is really just kind of like a pretty low price point, but this bad boy, so good. I have my Believe Beauty eyeshadow primer on. This I get at Dollar General. It's like under $5. It's fantastic. There's really no pigment to it, but it really gives you a really beautiful, not super tacky, base, but it really just kind of grips the eyeshadow and really sticks it to your face in such a wonderful way. Mama, you gotta get down. I gotta do my makeup, but I can't do that with you on my chest. Gotta get down. Sweet girl. I know it doesn't make you happy. Okay, so first shade that we're gonna go in is we're gonna go into this one right here. I don't believe that they have shade names. Wait, does it? This is called Leg Warmers. Yeah. So we're gonna go into Leg Warmers, and then we're gonna go into Scrunchie. So these two right here, I'm just gonna go in with that cheapy Walmart brush that I have been loving lately, and I'm gonna I'll swatch this for you guys so you know what I'm talking about. It is not a super pigmented shadow. There's pigmentation there, but it's not super pigmented. I think part of that is because it's a pastel shade, but you really just kind of have to build this up on your eye. So I'm gonna go in with the purple shade first and just put this all over my transition shade and really get that purple pigment built up first. And I'm going to take this pretty close to my eyebrow. Not all the way up, but pretty close. I am going to put a little bit of this shade right here. This is called Take a Chill Pill. Really beautiful, very glittery, icy highlight shade. Really, really beautiful. I did experience quite a bit of glitter fallout with it, but nothing that was like I couldn't deal with. So now I've kind of taken the purple shade and this metallic purple shade, and I've kind of mixed them together. I feel like this shade gives us just a little bit more depth. See how instantly it just kind of amps up the volume. And take that all over my transition shade, taking it all the way to my inner corner. I'm kind of keeping it in the natural contour of my eye. And I think that's where I'm going to stop for right now. Ooh, baby girl, you keep... Hey, what? Ooh, now, ladies, gentlemen, any of y'all out there have a kitten? Because this little girl likes to take her claws, and I wear shorts all the time because I am forever hot, okay? So she takes her little claws and she digs them into my skin and climbs up my leg. I've never had a cat before in my life, but I tell you what, I'm not a violent person, but I have little track marks, little claw marks all the way up my leg because she won't take no for an answer. Honey bunny? Yes, mama. Will you come get Miss Kitty? Hello. She is not taking no for an answer today, and she's clawed my leg as much as I can stand. I'm pretty sure that she has drawn blood. She just wants to sit on my chest. As soon as I'm done, Mama, I promise. Ooh, my leg hurts now. Thank you, honey bunny. Where was I? Oh, beautiful, beautiful purple shade. I am so in love with it. It's so like soft and dreamy and romantic. I really love this shade. We're going to go into this deeper shade now. We're going to go into the black in this palette. For that, I'm going to use my Nikita Morphe collab brush. This is the N6. My favorite shape for kind of doing outer crease, outer corner work. Really beautiful. I'm going to lightly dip into this black. Now, I will say about this black, it's a tiny bit patchy. You kind of have to work with it. It doesn't really want to blend as much as I would like it to. So just take little bits at a time with this and just kind of like build up your opacity. Because if you stick it somewhere, it doesn't like to move. It doesn't like to budge. So you really have to be fairly precise with how you place this. So I'm going to start by placing it on my outer corner, kind of taking it a quarter of the way in, and then I'm going to bring this through my crease, doing just a little bit at a time, making sure to knock off my brush. I don't usually do that. And I am going to bring this pretty far in, not all the way into my inner corner, but pretty far in. And see what I mean when I say it's just a little bit patchy. It is just a little bit patchy, but you can work with it. It's a very, very sticky black shadow. And when I say sticky, I mean like when you put it down, that's where it is. It's not going to move too awful much once you've placed it. So in order to battle that, what I do is I'll place it. And then I'm going to go in with the same brush. No, I'm going to use a different brush. I'm going to use my Real Techniques. This is just the small shader brush. And I'm going to take just the tiniest bit of this black, knock it off, and then I'm going to go into this dark shimmer shade, which is really, really beautiful. And I'm going to use this to kind of help blend it out. And it kind of softens it and helps it like glide and move just a little bit better. You see how I'm blending it and it is not wanting to move. I'm going to go back into the same brush that we used for our purple. And I'm going to dip back into the purple and the metallic purple, just kind of mixing the two. And I'm going to go over top of the black. And I'm really going to pile on the pigment again. I'm going to use this shade to help blend this out. It does not want to move. It's a really, really difficult black to work with. I like that they put it in the palette because I feel like this palette needs that depth. But it is a very, very difficult black to work with. Like I'm blending, and it does not want to move. That line does not want to soften. So what I'm really trying to do is just take the purple and kind of blend it just enough for it not to look super harsh. And it does work eventually. You just have to give it a bit more attention. But I think all in all, the effect is really, really beautiful. And it turns the black into this really beautiful deep purple shade that's not quite as jarring. Really, really gorgeous. Now I haven't touched the black on my lid. I want the this to really stay black. So I'm just kind of leaving that alone and just focusing on my crease. And I'm happy with that. But even then you can tell that it still really didn't move. It just does not want to move. I don't have it's not the best palette, guys. It's a beautiful palette. The color story is gorgeous, but the formula, again, it's super, super drugstore. It's OG drugstore. It's not the best formula in the world, but you definitely can make it work. And that's just about it for our transition and crease. I'm going to move on to the lid. I'm going to do a teeny tiny baby cut crease today. I'm going to use the brush that I have been loving for these little like detail cut creases. This is my AOA Studios E122 brush. Just a really, really thin, flat packing brush. I'm going to take a little bit of my Can't Stop, Won't Stop concealer by NYX. This is in the shade Pale. I'm going to take just the tiniest amount of it. Really don't need a ton. And I'm going to get the smallest amount of it on the tip of my brush. And starting at my inner corner, I'm just tapping the product on. I'm not taking it all the way up to my crease. Kind of just below it. And bringing it all the way out to where that black is. And then I'm going to take my finger and tap over the edge to really blur the line. And then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. This is my e.l.f. concealer brush, but I think it's perfect for packing on shades onto the lid. And I'm going to go into this really beautiful turquoise color. Now this one is definitely the best shade in this entire palette. It is so opaque. It really is an absolutely beautiful color. Super saturated with pigment. And I'm going to take that down all the way down to my lash line. And then when I get towards the black, I'm going to wipe my brush off. I'm going to dip just a tiny bit more into the black and really intensify the black one more time. Not too much. I just don't want to lose the depth here. And that's it. Really, really easy, really beautiful. And then you've got this really, boom, striking turquoise eyelid. So, so gorgeous. I'm going to take the same brush that I just used, that e.l.f. packing brush, and I'm going to dip into this metallic turquoise. And I'm just going to pack this just on my inner corner. For a little bit of extra shine. So beautiful. I love it so much. I'm going to take my brush and try to dust away the fallout. But I have a little bit here and a little bit here. This one here I'm not super worried about. I am going to take a Q-tip with a little bit of micellar water. And gently go over this little bit of black fallout that we've got. Just gently, so I don't remove my foundation. Beautiful. Okay, now we're going to do our bottom lash line. I'm going to go into the same two purple colors. I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush. I'm going to clean it off, make sure I don't have any of that dark pigment left on there. I'm going to start with the pastel purple. And really kind of pack it onto my lower lid. I like to keep it closer to my lash line on my inner corner. If not, if it gets too big towards my inner corner, I feel like it pulls my eye down. Now I'm going to take the pastel and the metallic purple and mix the two. I just think it's crazy how much pigment the metallic shade actually brings to the party. Just doing very, very light pressure. I don't want like a ton of pigment down here, but I do kind of want to wrap my eye in that beautiful kind of like smoky purple. And I'm making sure to connect my outer corner. Just like that. Really, really pretty. I like it. Now, I definitely would suggest doing your eyes before your base if you're going to use this palette. Even with the more pastel shades, even with the lighter shades, there's definitely fallout. And especially with the glitter shades, there's glitter fallout everywhere. Really beautiful and totally worth using, but there is definite fallout there. I would almost even suggest using a glitter glue with these shades. I just feel like it would help hold on to things a lot better. I'm going to go into this really beautiful icy shade now, just on the e.l.f. concealer brush, and I'm going to tuck this up under the arch of my brow. Not doing a ton, just a little bit for highlight, but that shade is so gorgeous. It is so reflective. I'm also going to put a tiny bit on my inner corner, just to kind of help brighten things and pull the light. I'm going to go into my angled brush. Any kind of angled brush you have will work. I'm going to go back into the black shade very, very lightly. And taking this directly on my lash line. Kind of doing like a smoky liner with it. I'm going to go back in to the N6. And just blend that out a little bit to get everything nice and cohesive. Really beautiful. For the one of the last things we're going to do is we're going to take this NYX Epic Wear Liner. This is in the shade Intense Teal. And we're going to put this right along our upper lash line. Sharpen it real quick. Really, really beautiful liner. To do this, though, I am going to have to stretch my eye just a little bit. just do a really beautiful line. Now, it's almost exactly the same color as our eyeshadow, but it does, it's a tiny bit darker, so it gives just that little bit of something extra. And I don't know that my camera's going to pick it up the way that I wish that it would, but it does make a difference. You totally don't have to do it, but I like the little touch of something extra that it adds. I'm going to go into a different NYX Epic Liner. This is in the shade Turquoise, I believe. This is, I am so blind, Turquoise Storm. And I'm going to use this on my lower waterline. Doing a really nice thick line. It's so pretty. Just kind of ties in the blue or the turquoise on the lower waterline. Really, really beautiful. And that is pretty much it, my loves. Let's talk about what I have going on my lips. I think I got a piece of glitter in my eye, so my eyes are going to be nice and red and watery for the rest of the video, but that's okay because we're almost done. I'm going to go into the lips that I used. Now, I used super cheap lip stuff today. I love AOA Studios. These are the Wonder, this is the Wonder Matte, and this is the Wonder Metal. So the pink that I have all over my lips is 2032 Savage. This is just the AOA Studios Wonder Matte liquid lipstick in the shade Savage. It's a really beautiful, bright pink. Really, really gorgeous shade. I thought it was perfect for this. Bring just another pop of color. And it's pink. Pink makes me happy. And then this is the Wonder Metal. And this is in the shade Candy, I believe. Yes, Candy. And this is just a really beautiful metallic lavender color. And it's got a really nice amount of like shimmer to it. So I put the pink on first and I put that everywhere. And then I took this metallic and just popped it in the center. And just kind of blended that in. And it is so beautiful. You get this, you end up with this frosty purpley pink kind of color, and it is so, so gorgeous. On top of that, this is the Malibu Glitz. Again, this is from Shop Miss A. It's $1. This is the Malibu Glitz holographic lip gloss. So good. I forget what shade this is. This is shade 01. So good. It's truly a holographic lip gloss. It smells like strawberries and cream. You don't need a ton of it. There's a nice slip to it. But it isn't sticky at all. It's so frosty and so, oh, it is so, so pretty. And I feel like the 90s vibes going on with this look are intense and very, very real. I have that tiniest bit of fallout that I didn't get off. I'll have to go over that with a little bit of concealer. But this is the eye look. I'm not going to bore you with my mascara and my eyelash primer, but I do use the NYX On The Rise lash primer, and then on top of that I use the Maybeline Sky High mascara. So good. Match made in heaven. Beautiful, big, fluttery, clump-free lashes. So, so good. If you are like me and are not huge on clumpy lashes, I do have a tool that I did want to talk to you guys about. It's from Real Techniques, and it's this like lash, it's a lash comb, I believe. And after I do my mascara, I just kind of comb through with this thing. And it is so good. Takes all the clumps out of my lashes, really separates everything, fans my lashes out. So, so good. Guys, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic day tomorrow. Please know that I love you so, so very much. Please know that I appreciate and am so thankful for each and every one of your views and for all of your support. Don't forget that I always post finished pics over on my Facebook page, Makeup for the Everyday Mama. So please head on over there and check that out. I will have the link below in the description box. Yeah. Also, I never use any filters, never use any edits. It is just me sitting in front of my camera doing my makeup, hoping you guys are liking what I'm doing. As always, remember, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and don't forget, you're important.